Yo, hold up. Listen, something major is happening right now in the rap world, and I need y'all to pay very close attention to what I'm about to break down for you. Kendrick Lamar, Dave Free, Terrace Martin, Mustard, Soundwave, Baby Keem. All these names, all moving at the same time, all being suspiciously quiet, and then, pause for effect, Dave Free drops one word on social media that has the entire hip-hop community losing their minds. That word? Calm. Just calm. That's it. No explanation, no context, no nothing. Just calm. And before you say, bro, you're reaching, nah, walk with me for the next 30 minutes because what I'm about to show you is not a coincidence. This is chess, not checkers. Be sure to smash that like button right now and subscribe to the channel because this is about to get insane and you do not want to miss a single second of this breakdown. Here's what I believe is happening right now, and I got receipts for everything. Kendrick Lamar is preparing to drop something massive, whether that's GNX Deluxe, a brand new project, a surprise single, a visual film, or some combination of all of that. Something is coming. And the people closest to him, they're moving in ways that only make sense if you understand how Kendrick operates. This man doesn't do anything by accident. Now, I know some of y'all are going to say, man, you're reading too much into this. And that's fine. That's cool. But for those of y'all who have been following Kendrick's career, who understand the symbolism, the layers, the intentional artistry, you know that nothing this man does is random. So if you're one of those people who gets it, who wants to see the truth that's hiding in plain sight, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button right now so this video can reach more people, because what I'm about to lay out for you is something the industry doesn't want you piecing together this early. Context setting the GNX Anniversary. All right, so let's set the stage here. Settling in, storytelling mode. Over the past few weeks, we've been approaching a major milestone in Kendrick Lamar's career, the one-year anniversary of his album GNX. Now, GNX, for those who might not remember, was one of the most symbolic, layered, and intentionally crafted projects we've seen in years. This wasn't just an album. This was a statement. This was Kendrick at his most artistic, his most introspective, his most, searching for words, his most Kendrick, you know what I mean? And throughout the entire GNX era, Kendrick kept dropping hints, little breadcrumbs, that there was more coming. He mentioned a deluxe version. He talked about extra music. There's literally a song called Body that was teased in the GNX trailer that still hasn't been released. Like, where is it? The GNX rollout was so symbolic, so intentional, that fans have been waiting for that anniversary because, let's be real, with an artist like Kendrick, anniversaries mean something. They're not just calendar dates, they're moments for reveals. So, we're sitting here, right? It's almost been a full year since GNX dropped. The culture's watching. Kendrick fans, and you know how Kendrick fans are, they're analyzing everything, every post, every like, every cryptic image. And that's when start getting weird. First thing we need to look at is who is being seen and where they're being seen. Reports start coming out, and these are credible sightings, by the way, that Terrace Martin has been spotted in the studio. Now, if you don't know who Terrace Martin is, let me educate you real quick. Terrace Martin is one of Kendrick's longest and most trusted collaborators. This man has been there since the beginning. He's worked on To Pimp a Butterfly, he's worked on Damn, he's been involved in some of Kendrick's most iconic records. When Terrace Martin is in the studio, it's not for some random SoundCloud rapper. It means something official and serious is being created. Evidence Section 2, the calm post. Okay, so for those who don't know, Dave Free is not just Kendrick's friend. He's not just a collaborator. Dave Free is Kendrick's co-founder of PG Lang, the creative company they built together. Dave Free is involved in every major decision Kendrick makes. Music videos, album rollouts, creative direction. Dave Free is right there. So when Dave Free posts something, it's not random. It's not casual. It's intentional. And what does Dave Free post on social media? Right in the middle of all this producer movement, right before the GNX anniversary, one single word. Calm. Yo, listen. This man, Dave Free, who is known for being cryptic, who is known for dropping breadcrumbs and letting the fans figure it out, posts calm and dips. No context, no explanation, just calm. Now, the entire hip-hop internet loses their mind. Twitter is going crazy. Reddit is dissecting every angle. Kendrick fans are pulling out the red string and connecting dots like they're solving a murder. And here's the thing. Kendrick fans love this because Kendrick has trained them to look for symbolism, to look for hidden meanings, to expect that every single move has a purpose. And Dave Free knows this. He knows exactly what he's doing when he posts something like that. So let's break down what calm could mean, because there's a few interpretations here, and honestly, they're all spicy. Interpretation 1. Calm before the storm. The first and most obvious interpretation is that Dave Free is telling us the calm before the storm. Ominous. Think about it. The rap game has been relatively quiet lately. There hasn't been a massive cultural moment, no huge beefs, no groundbreaking albums dropping every week. It's been calm, ironic tone. But what if that calm is intentional? What if the reason things are quiet is because Kendrick Lamar is about to drop something so massive that it's going to shift the entire landscape? Like, we've seen Kendrick do this before. He goes quiet for a while, lets everyone else do their thing, and then bam, he drops something that makes every other rapper look like they need to start over. So calm could be Dave Free's way of saying, y'all think it's quiet right now? Just wait. The storm is coming. Foreboding. And if that's what it means, the timing is perfect. But then there's another layer to this that's even spicier, leaning in conspiratorially. Some people think Dave Free calm post is a direct shot at Drake. Now, stay with me here. A while back, Drake did an interview where he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, something along the lines of, the rap game is calm seas right now, quoting tone. He was basically saying that without major beef or coughs, things are peaceful. The waters are calm, explaining. So when Dave Free posts calm, is he mocking that? Is he saying like, oh, you think it's calm, Drake? You think the seas are peaceful? Just wait until Kendrick shows up and turns this whole ocean into a tsunami. Animated. I mean, come on, that would be hilarious. And honestly, it's the kind of subtle subliminal jab that Dave Free and Kendrick love. They don't do direct call-outs. They do layers. They do symbols. They let the fans figure it out. So if calm is a response to Drake's calm seas comment, oh man, that's cold. That's calculated. That's exactly the type of chess move I'm talking about. Impressed. But here's the thing, and this is why I love analyzing Kendrick and his team thoughtful tone. It's probably not just one meaning, raising finger. Knowing how PG Lang operates, knowing how Dave Free thinks, calm could mean all of these things at once, expanding hands. It could be the calm before the storm. It could be a Drake diss. It could also be a message to the fans like, stay calm, we got y'all, be patient. That's the genius of how Kendrick's team moves. One word can carry 5 different meanings and every interpretation works. It's layered, it's art, passionate. And the fact that Dave Free posted this right before the GNX anniversary, right when all the producers are moving, right when the culture is watching, nah, that's not an accident. That's a perfectly timed move. Firm. Now, let's talk about Dave Free's history with cryptic posts, because this man has a pattern. Investigative tone. Over the past few months, Dave Free has been posting some weird stuff on social media. Curious. And I don't mean weird like random memes. I mean weird like searching for words, intentional artistic crypticness. Settling on that. He posted a photo of a red room. Just a red room. No caption, no context describing. He posted a photo of a single light bulb hanging in what looks like an empty space. Very moody, very cinematic. And people who really dug into it noticed that, look, the location looked very similar to the setting used in Nas's One Mic music video, dropping knowledge. Now, that One Mic is an iconic stripped-down, wrought, powerful visual. So if Dave Free is recreating that aesthetic, trailing off meaningfully, what does that tell you? Rhetorical. It tells me that something visual is being prepared. Confident, a music video, a short film, some kind of cinematic project. These aren't just random photos. These are glimpses into a creative process firm. And when you add that to everything else, the producers in the studio, conjuring off, the compost, the GNX Anniversary, unreleased music from the GNX trailer, still missing, Baby Keem going silent on social media, you gotta ask yourself, is all of that just coincidence? Pause. Or is Kendrick Lamar about to do what he always does and trap something that changes the entire game building? I think we all know the answer. Confident smile on my tone. Deeper analysis. What could be dropping? Excited. All right, so now let's get into the fun part. What could Kendrick actually be preparing to drop? Because based on all the evidence, there's a lot of possibilities here. And thoughtful, they're all spicy, mischievous tone. Let's go through them. Possibility 1, GNX Deluxe. The most obvious answer is a GNX Deluxe version. Kendrick already hinted at this during the original GNX rollout. He talked about extra music. He mentioned that not everything made the final cut. And, most importantly, there's that body track that was in the GNX trailer but never got officially released. Like, where is it? Dropping a deluxe on the 1-year anniversary would make perfect sense. It's a celebration of the project, it gives fans what they've been asking for, and it keeps the GNX era alive a little bit longer. High chance. Very high chance. Possibility 2, a brand new project. But then, what if it's not just a deluxe? What if Kendrick is preparing to drop an entirely new project? No, I know what you're thinking, bro. It's only been a year since GNX. Kendrick doesn't move that fast. Then normally, I'd agree with you. Kendrick usually takes his time between projects. But here's the thing. What if this new project is a continuation of GNX? Like, what if it's GNX Part 2, or a Side B, or an alternate version that explores the same themes from a different angle? Kendrick has done conceptual multi-part storytelling before. This wouldn't be out of character for him. And if the producers are already in the studio working, if Dave Free is dropping hints, if everything is lining up, maybe, just maybe, we're getting something bigger than a deluxe. Medium to high chance. Possibility 3, a new single or music video. Another possibility, and this one feels very likely given Dave Free's visual cryptic posts, is that Kendrick is about to drop a brand new single with a music video. Okay? Remember those photos Dave posted? The red room, the single light bulb, the one mic style aesthetic? That screams music video shoot to me. So maybe Kendrick drops a standalone single to celebrate the GNX anniversary. Maybe it's one of the unreleased tracks from the GNX sessions. Maybe it's something completely new that sets up whatever comes next. And if that single comes with a visual, especially a cinematic, artistic, Kendrick-level visual, okay? Yo, that would break the internet. Very high chance. I'd say this is almost guaranteed to happen in some form. Possibility 4. Now here's a wild one. What if Kendrick is working on a short film? Think about it. Dave Free's posts have been very cinematic. The lighting, the framing, the mood of those images, they don't feel like music video stills. They feel like scenes from something bigger. Kendrick has always been interested in visual storytelling. He's worked with filmmakers, he's done conceptual videos, and PG Lang as a company is all about multimedia art. So what if the calm Dave posted isn't just about music? What if it's about a film that's coming, a visual project that expands the GNX universe or tells a completely new story? I'm not saying this is the most likely scenario, but I'm also not ruling it out, because with Kendrick, you can never rule anything out. Medium chance. Possibility 5. Baby Keem project. Okay, and now we got to talk about the Baby Keem angle, because this is where things get really spicy. Baby Keem has been suspiciously quiet on social media lately. And if you've been following Keem, you know that's not normal. This dude is yearly active, usually dropping hints, usually teasing something. But recently, Nothing. And here's what makes this interesting. Dave Free said in an interview a while back that some of his favorite music right now is unreleased. Baby Keem. Like, what? You can't just say that and not drop it. So the theory is this. Baby Keem has been quiet because he's been working. And what if the reason Kendrick exclusives are in the studio, the reason Dave Free is posting cryptic hints, is because Baby Keem is about to drop a project and Kendrick is involved, okay? Think about the optics of that. The rap game is quiet right now. If Baby Keem drops, especially with Kendrick's blessing and possibly Kendrick features, that would shake everything up. It would put Keem in position as the next big thing. It would reinforce PG Lang as a powerhouse label, and it would keep the momentum going. High chance. I think Baby Keem is absolutely part of whatever's coming. Audience reaction segment. And now let's talk about how the fans are reacting to all of this. Because Kendrick fans are a different breed, okay? The second Dave Free posted Calm, Twitter and Reddit exploded. People started pulling up old interviews, analyzing PG Lang's website for hidden updates, tracking when Spotify might do pre-saves. Like, these fans are doing FBI level investigations. And you know what? I love that. Because Kendrick has cultivated a fan base that actually engages with the art. They don't just listen to music, they dig into the layers, they look for the symbolism, they respect the craft. Some fans think the compost means that Kendrick is dropping on the exact GNX Anniversary. Others think as a teaser for something that drops in December. Some think it's a Drake diss. Some think it's all of those things. But the one thing everyone agrees on, something is coming, and it's coming soon. On the other hand, balancing, there are also some people saying, y'all are reading too much into this. Maybe Dave Free just felt calm that day and posted it. And to those people I say, you clearly do not know how Kendrick operates. This man has built his entire career on intentional artistry. Nothing is random. Nothing is accidental. If Dave Free posts calm, there's a reason. All right, so here's another piece of the puzzle that makes this even more interesting. Kendrick is scheduled to go on tour in Australia in just a few weeks. Now, artists don't usually drop new music right before a major tour leg, unless they're closing out an era. Think about it. If Kendrick drops GNX Deluxe or a new project right before the Australia tour, that tour becomes the final chapter of this era. He performs the new music, he celebrates with the fans, and then he closes the book on GNX and moves on to whatever's next. That makes perfect sense from a rollout perspective. Drop the music, do the victory lap, and then disappear again to work on the next thing. So the Australia tour actually supports the theory that something is dropping soon, because if he's about to tour, he's gonna want fresh material to perform. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second and talk about why this matters beyond just new Kendrick music is cool. Because here's the thing. Kendrick Lamar doesn't just drop music, he drops cultural resets. Every time Kendrick releases a project, the entire rap game has to respond. Other rappers have to step their pen game up. Producers have to get more creative. The standards get raised. Look at what happened after To Pimp a Butterfly. Look at what happened after Damn. Look at what happened after Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Every single time, Kendrick forces the culture to evolve. And if he's about to drop something new, whether it's a deluxe, a new project, or even just a single, that means the rap game's about to get shaken up again. Artists you thought they were having a good year are about to feel like they need to start over because Kendrick sets a bar that's almost impossible to reach. So when I say something is coming, I'm not just talking about new music. I'm talking about a potential shift in the entire hip-hop landscape. And that's why all these little hints and movements matter, because they're not just hints about an album. They're hints about the future of rap. All right, I got to come back to this Drake thing for a second, because the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Drake said the rap game is calm seas. Dave Free posts calm. Now, on the surface, you might think, okay, maybe that's a coincidence. But let's look at the context. Kendrick and Drake have had, let's call it a complicated relationship. They've exchanged subliminals, they've had moments of tension, and there's always been this underlying competitive energy between them. So if Drake is out here saying the rap game is calm, basically implying that without major conflict, things are peaceful, and he's comfortable, and then Day Free, Kendrick's right-hand man, posts calm right before Kendrick potentially drops, that feels like a direct response. Like, oh, you think it's calm, Drake? You think you can relax? Just wait. It's the kind of subliminal, chess move, layered response that Kendrick and his team are famous for. They don't come at you directly. They don't do diss tracks out of nowhere. They do calculated, artistic jabs that make you look stupid if you respond and make you look scared if you don't. So yeah, I'm pretty convinced calm is at least partially aimed at Drake. And if I'm right, this is about to get spicy. All right, y'all, let's bring this all together because we've covered a lot in the last 20 plus minutes. Here's what we know. Terrace Martin, Mustard, and Soundwave, all key Kendrick collaborators, have been spotted together or in the studio. Day Free, Kendrick's co-founder of PG Lang and closest creative partner, posted the word calm on social media with zero context right before the GNX anniversary. The GNX anniversary is approaching, and Kendrick has history of using anniversaries and symbolic dates for major moves. Unreleased music from the GNX era, specifically the body track, still hasn't been released, meaning there is material in the vault. Day Free has been posting cryptic, cinematic images that suggest something visual is being prepared. Baby Keem has gone silent on social media, which is unusual for him, and Day Free previously said his favorite music right now is unreleased Baby Keem. Kendrick is about to go on tour in Australia, which could signal the closing of the GNX era, and Jake's Calm Seas comment creates potential layered meaning to Day Free's Calm post. Now, here's what we can infer. All of these things happening at the same time is not a coincidence. Kendrick Lamar and his team do not move randomly. Every post, every sighting, every hint is intentional. So what's coming? Based on everything we've seen, here's what I think is most likely. Kendrick is preparing to drop, at minimum, a GNX Deluxe that includes the unreleased body track and possibly some other vault material. Alongside that, or shortly after, we're getting a new music video or visual project, something cinematic and artistic that Day Free has been teasing with those cryptic posts. And then there's a strong possibility that Baby Keem drops a project with Kendrick's involvement, which would explain why Keem has been so quiet and why Day Free mentioned loving unreleased Baby Keem music. All of this is timed around the GNX anniversary, leading into Kendrick's Australia tour, and potentially serving as a subtle response to Drake's Calm Seas comment. It's layered. It's calculated. It's genius. And it's exactly what we should expect from Kendrick Lamar. Now, let's talk about what this means for Kendrick's legacy and his position in hip-hop right now. If Kendrick drops new music in the next few weeks, whether it's a deluxe, a new project, or even just a major single, that means he will have dominated 2024, he's dominating the start of 2025, and he's likely going to dominate 2026 as well. Like, think about that for a second. 3 years of cultural dominance from one artist. That's insane. And it's not just about sales or streams or chart positions. It's about influence. It's about setting the standard. It's about making every other artist in the game feel like they have to step up or step aside. When Kendrick drops, the entire culture shifts. Conversations change. There were pieces get written. Other artists delay their releases because they don't want to drop in Kendrick's shadow. That's power. And that's what it means to be at the peak of your artistry. And if all the signs we've been talking about are true, if Kendrick really is about to drop something, then we're about to witness another one of those cultural moments that we'll be talking about for years. All right, now let's address the skeptics. Now, I know there's going to be some people watching this who think I'm reaching. They're going to say, bro, you wrote whole scrap based on one word and some producer sightings. Y'all are doing too much. And to those people, I say, you might be right. Maybe I am reading too much into this. Maybe Day Free really did just post calm because he felt like it. Maybe the producers being active is unrelated to Kendrick. Maybe this is all just a massive coincidence. But here's the thing. Kendrick fans have been reaching for years. And you know what? We're usually right. We reached when we analyzed the damn track list and figured out the reverse order concept. We reached when we dissected Mr. Morale and understood the therapy themes. We reached when we predicted Kendrick would drop GNX based on subtle hints. So yeah, call it reaching if you want, but I call it paying attention. I call it respecting an artist who wants you to dig deeper. And if I'm wrong, cool, I'll admit it. But if I'm right, y'all better come back to this video and drop a like. So here's a question I want to leave you with. Is Kendrick Lamar about to drop something that changes the game again? Or is the rap world reading too much into some coincidental timing and a cryptic social media post? Based on everything we've talked about, the producers, Dave Free's history, the GNX Anniversary, Baby Keem's silence, the Australia tour, the Drake Calm Seas angle, I think the answer is obvious. Something's coming. Something big. And when it drops, we're all going to look back at Dave Free's calm post and realize it was the perfect word to describe the moment before Kendrick Lamar shook the entire culture. The calm before the storm. So, yeah, that's all I got for you today. But I want to hear from y'all. What do you think Dave Free's calm post means? Do you think Kendrick is dropping soon? Are you expecting GNX Deluxe in your project or something completely different? And do you think the calm post is Drake diss or am I reaching? Let me know in the comments section below. I read all the comments and I love hearing y'all's theories. If you enjoyed this breakdown and you want more content like this, deep dives, analysis, connecting the dots on hip hop's biggest moments, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss any uploads. And yo, if Kendrick does drop something in the next few weeks, you know I'm going to be back with another video breaking down everything. So stay tuned. Appreciate y'all for watching. Much love. And remember, stay calm because the storm is coming. Peace. Possibility 3, a new single or music video. Another possibility, and this one feels very likely given Dave Free's cryptic visual posts, is that Kendrick is about to drop a brand new single with a music video. Remember those photos Dave posted? The red room, the single light bulb aesthetic? That screams music video shoot to me. So maybe Kendrick drops a standalone single to celebrate the GNX Anniversary. Maybe it's one of the unreleased tracks from the GNX sessions. Maybe it's something completely new that sets up whatever comes next. And if that single comes with a visual, especially a cinematic, artistic, Kendrick-level visual, yo, that would break the internet. Very high chance. I'd say this is almost guaranteed to happen in some form. Possibility 4, a short film or visual project. Now here's a wild one. What if Kendrick is working on a short film? Think about it. Dave Free's posts have been very cinematic. The lighting, the framing, the mood of those images, they don't feel like music video stills. They feel like scenes from something bigger. And Kendrick has always been interested in visual storytelling. He's worked with filmmakers, he's done conceptual videos, and Peeling as a company is all about multimedia art. So what if the calm Dave posted isn't just about music? What if it's about a film that's coming, a visual project that expands the GNX universe, or tells a completely new story? I'm not saying this is the most likely scenario, but I'm also not ruling it out, because with Kendrick, you can never rule anything out. Medium chance. Okay, and now we gotta talk about the Baby Keem angle, because this is where things get really spicy. Baby Keem has been suspiciously quiet on social media lately, and if you've been following Keem, you know that's not normal. This dude is usually active, usually dropping hints, usually teasing something. But recently, silence. Nothing. And here's what makes this interesting. Dave Free said in an interview a while back that some of his favorite music right now is unreleased Baby Keem. Like, what? You can't just say that and not drop it. So the theory is this. Baby Keem has been quiet because he's been working. And what if building? The reason Kendrick's producers are in the studio, the reason Dave Free's posting cryptic hints is because Baby Keem is about to drop a project and Kendrick is involved. Think about the optics of that. The rap game is quiet right now. If Baby Keem drops, especially with Kendrick's blessing and possibly Kendrick features, that would shake everything up. It will put Keem in position as the next big thing. It would reinforce Peeling as a powerhouse label, and it would keep the momentum going. High chance. I think Baby Keem is absolutely part of whatever's coming. Audience reaction segment. Now, let's talk about how the fans are reacting to all this, because Kendrick fans are a different breed. Affectionate teasing. The second Dave Free posted Calm, Twitter and Reddits exploded. People started pulling up old interviews, analyzing Peeling's website for hidden updates. Dragon One Spotify might do pre-saves. Like, these fans are doing FBI-level investigations. Impressed laughing. And you know what? I love that. Because Kendrick has cultivated a fan base that actually engages with the art. They don't just passively listen to music. They dig into the layers. They look for the symbolism. They respect the craft. Passionate. Some fans think the Calm post means Kendrick is dropping on the exact GNX Anniversary. Some think it's a teaser for something that drops in December. Some think it's a trick diss. Some think they're all of those things. Laughing. But the one thing everyone agrees on, something is coming, and it's coming soon. Certain. On the other hand, balancing, there are some people saying, yeah, we're reading too much into this. Maybe Dave Free just felt calm that day and posted it. Skeptical voice. And to those people, I say, you clearly don't know how Kendrick operates. Dismissive, but not rude. This man has built his entire career on intentional artistry. Nothing is random. Nothing is accidental. If Dave Free posts come, there's a reason. Firm. All right, so here's another piece of the puzzle that makes this even more interesting. Kendrick is scheduled to go on tour in Australia in just a few weeks. Now, artists don't usually drop new music right before a major tour leg unless, flipping it, they're closing out an era. Knowing tone. Think about it. If Kendrick drops GNX Deluxe or a new project right before the Australia tour, that tour becomes the final chapter of this era. He performs the new music, he celebrates with the fans, and then he closes the book on GNX and moves on to whatever's next. Storytelling. That makes perfect sense from a rollout perspective. Nodding. Drop the music, do the victory lap, and then disappear again to work on the next thing. Strategic. So the Australian tour actually supports the theory that something is dropping soon, because if he's about to tour, he's going to want fresh material to perform. Logical conclusion. All right, so let's zoom out for a second and talk about why this matters beyond just new Kendrick music is cool. Broader perspective. Because here's the thing, serial down. Kendrick Lamar doesn't just drop music. He drops cultural resets, emphatics. Every time Kendrick releases a project referencing history, the entire rap game has to respond. Other rappers have to step their pen game up. Producers have to get more creative. The standards get raised. Raising hand. Look at what happened after To Pimp a Butterfly. Look at what happened after Damn. Look at what happened after Mr. Morale and the Stepping Stones. Every single time, Kendrick forces the culture to evolve. Passionate. And if he's about to drop something new, whether it's deluxe, a new project, or even just a single building, that means the rap game is about to get shaken up again. Animated. Other rappers who thought they were having a good year are about to feel like they need to start over. Laughing but serious. Because Kendrick sets a bar that's almost impossible to reach. Admiring. So, when I say something is coming, I'm not just talking about new music. Clarify. I'm talking about a potential shift in the entire hip-hop landscape. Weight of this statement. And that's why all these little hints and movements matter, because they're not just hints about an album, shaking head, they're hints about the future of rap, letting that land. All right, I come back to the string thing for a second, because the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Convinced. Drake said the rap game is calm seas, quoting. Dave Free posts connecting. Now, on the surface, you might think, okay, maybe that's a coincidence, but let's look at the context, digging deeper. Kendrick and Drake have had, let's call it, a complicated relationship. Powerful wording, slight smile. They have exchanged subliminals, they've had moments of tension, and there's always been this underlying competitive energy between them. History. So if Drake is out here saying the rap game is calm, basically implying that without major conflict, things are peaceful and he's comfortable interpreting, and then Dave Free, Kendrick's right hand man, posts calm right before Kendrick potentially drops building, that feels like a direct response. Like, oh, you think it's calm, Drake? You think you can relax? Just wait. Mocking tone. It's the kind of subliminal, chess move, layered response that Kendrick and his team are famous for. They don't come at you directly. They don't do diss tracks out of nowhere. They do calculated artistic jabs that make you look stupid if you respond and make you look scared if you don't. So, yeah, I'm pretty convinced calm is at least partially aimed at Drake. Firm. And if I'm right, ooh, this is about to get spicy. All right, loves, let's wrap this up because my brain is exhausted from connecting all these dots. What we know for sure. Here's what's not speculation. Terrace Martin, Soundwave, and Mustard were photographed together at Electric Lady Studios on November 20th, 2025. Dave Free posted Calm on Threads on November 21st, 2025. GNX celebrated its one-year anniversary on November 22nd and has sold over 1 million units in 2025. Kendrick's Grand National Tour ends December 3rd to 11th in Australia. Dave Free confirmed in September that his favorite music is unreleased Baby Keem material. The Kendrick Dave Free film was indefinitely delayed on November 22nd. Those are facts. Those things happened. Now, here's what's speculation based on those facts. Possibility 1. Kendrick is preparing a GNX Deluxe edition to drop around the end of the Australia tour. Possibility 2. New Kendrick music is coming, possibly a completely separate project that launches post-tour. Possibility 3. Baby Keem is preparing his sophomore album, coordinated with Kendrick's team for a Pig Lang takeover. Possibility 4. The Australia shows will feature world premiere performances of unreleased material. Possibility 5. All of this is misdirection and something completely different is happening. I don't know which of these is true. Hell, maybe none of them are true, and I just spent 30 minutes overanalyzing Instagram posts and one-word threads. The core question. But here's what I keep coming back to. Why now? Why are the producers at Electric Lady Studios now? Why did Dave post now? And why is all this activity happening right before the tour ends and right after the GNX anniversary? Artists don't move like this without reason. Creative teams don't reconvene at legendary studios just to reminisce. And Kendrick Lamar doesn't let major milestones pass without making a statement. My take, if you're asking me what I think, honestly, I think something is coming. I don't know what exactly. Deluxe, new album, Baby Keem drops, surprise single. But my gut says the pieces are moving into place for something. The timing is too perfect, the players involved are too significant, and Kendrick's pattern throughout his entire career has been quiet buildup, strategic hints, then boom, cultural earthquake. But, and this is important, I could be completely wrong. We could get to mid-December, the Australia shows happen, everyone goes home, and nothing. Radio silence until 2026 or beyond. And you know what? That's also very Kendrick. He doesn't owe us anything on our timeline. So here's what we're watching for in the coming weeks. By December 3rd, first Australia show, any social media activity from Pig Lang, Kendrick, or Dave Free. Official announcements or surprise drops, tour rehearsal footage, or setlist leaks. During December 3rd to 11th, Australia shows, world premiere performances of unreleased tracks, special guests or surprise appearances, social media content from the shows. After December 11th, so tour finale, post-tour announcements, potential album or deluxe drops, Baby Keem activity. And honestly, I want y'all to weigh in on this because I can't be the only one losing sleep over these clues. Final thoughts. Look, whether you think I'm reading too much into this or whether you're just as hyped as I am, one thing is undeniable. Kendrick Lamar has us all in the palm of his hand. He's created a level of anticipation where a photo of his producers and a one-word post can generate this much discussion, this much analysis, this much passion from fans. That's the power of being an artist who has earned trust. We know that when Kendrick moves, it matters. When he drops, it's going to be significant. So we watch, we wait, we analyze every crumb. And you know what? Maybe that's exactly what he wants. Maybe the anticipation is part of the art. Call to action. All right, loves. Now it's your turn. I've laid out all the evidence, all the theories, all the possibilities. Here's what I want to know. Do you think Kendrick is dropping new music before the end of 2025? Is it a deluxe? A full new album? Or are we all just clowning ourselves? What do you make of Dave Free's calm post? Innocent vibe check or calculated hint? Baby Keem, what's the deal? Is he preparing a surprise drop? Or is Dave just supporting his cousin? If you could predict what happens at the Australia shows, what would it be? Unreleased tracks, special guests, full album debut? Let me know in the comments section below, and I mean it. I want to hear your theories, your predictions, your hot takes. Are you team something's definitely coming or team y'all are delusional? Drop your odds, tag your friends who are Kendrick fanatics, and let's figure this out together. Because one way or another, we're going to find out real soon. All right, guys, that's it for today. I'll see y'all in the comments, and I'll definitely see you when Kendrick inevitably breaks the internet again. Stay calm, or don't. Peace.